Report story. Deku's paw. A few minutes before Ochako arrives. Chisaki. I cry as I run towards him. I know he can dissemble and assemble at will. I can't get touched by him or it's an instant over for me. I think as I run towards him. Give it up already. Chisaki cries as multiple stone spikes grow from the ground. I jump high in the air and land on one of the spikes. Night Eye is protecting Eri and Mirio. I just need to focus on. I look over and see Chisaki leaning over one of his goons. Suddenly the goon splatters into blood. It was as if I was watching in slow motion. The blood flies but then reforms itself into Chisaki, creating what can only be described as a four-armed demon. The familiar green energy courses through my body again. Even your own people. I cry as I start jumping around. Let's see if he can keep up with me at this speed. Chisaki slams his hand on the ground and spikes come from every direction. I jump and try to avoid the spikes as best I can, but they graze me one after another. But they aren't piercing me thanks to Ochako's training on mobility and movement. I'm faster than before, not by pushing one for all, but just by honing my form. Quirks aren't everything. You annoying, little insect. Chisaki cries. Directing more spikes my way, I dodge as many spikes as possible, using as little unnecessary movement as possible to increase my speed and effectiveness. Ochako, you're the best. But there's one problem. I may be dodging, but I can't get close. If anything, I'm getting pushed back. I turn around to see that Night Eye had been impaled by a spike, defending Mirio and Eri. I hesitated, I stopped for half a second. I feel a spike go through my arm, driving me up into the roof. I hang there from my lower arm. Quote dot. AAAARRRGGGH. I cry, feeling the blood drip down my arm and further down my torso. Damn it, I got distracted. Can't have you moving anymore. Chisaki says, glaring at me from the ground. Eri, if you don't want them to die by your actions, come. Eri walks past Night Eye, who is now collapsing under the weight and pain of the spike. Eri, no. I call out. Please don't hurt them anymore. I'll go. I'll go with you. Eri called, tears falling down her face. No, no, no. Think. Don't panic, and think. Ochako's training was able to improve my speed because I'm not making any more unnecessary movements. I charge up one for all and use my free hand to punch the spike holding me to the roof. I fall and land, rather hard, on the ground. No, Chisaki, I say. Eri is now behind him, however he looks at me with evil intent in his eyes. I will not let you take her. I will save her, you hear me? I shout. Further. Push myself further. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. But I can move. One for all 20%. Green energy is coursing through me, combined 20% with my Ochako training. There's no way in hell he can keep up. You shall die if you keep trying. Chisaki yells. Creating a pillar from under him, he raises Eri and himself higher than before. I jump up trying to catch them, punching and kicking away the spikes. I'm faster. Way faster than before. I run up the spikes, destroying any that come my way. My gloves have already burned away at the force of my energy. Knuckles bleeding from each impact. But I will make it. I told her I will save Eri, and that I would come home. Promoted stories. You'll also like. BNHA. The Paths He Chooses Book 1. A Fate of You, 157K 2.7 Kits. A normal day for Izuku as he completes his normal routine and goes to school. Along the way he runs into Yui Kodai, a quiet and mysterious girl of class 1B, they I can't lose you 27.6K 647 warning. Spoiler warning. Mentions of the events leading up to, including and following the internship arc warning. Katsuki has always been bad at expressing his feelings, but when Dreamscape Reader X Midoriya X Bakugo Todoroki 341K 9.6 KYN has been trapped for most of her life, used as a tool for others' gain. Her quirk was fabricated to be used as the perfect weapon, a weapon to help in stealing other. Dream on B. K.6.3 K231 downwards arrow tip rightwards, in which a jealous bachelor signs a deal with the devil in order to win over the heart of his first love. Katsuki Bakugo has loved the PR. Revenge of the wronged hero who happens to be .76.2 K918. No one could have thought that someone as pure and innocent as Izuku Midoriya would be betrayed by his friends who he thought that he could trust with everything he has. Shining Light IzuOcha 42.3 K926 Quickless, Normal, no heroes or quirks. So Izuku Midoriya and Ochako Uraraka have been best friends since kindergarten. But when problems in high school try to drift them, new rewrite. Symbol of Hope Izuku X Hair. 499K 8.5K formerly named Weapon of a True Hero. This is the old version. The new rewrite can be found in Archive of Our Own, under a new name. Red Halo heroes today are corrupted by Eri-chan. Before I know it I'm in Chisaki's face. I'm close enough for his forearms to touch me, but I can't stop here. I use the martial arts Ochako taught me to use his arm's momentum in my favor by redirecting him by his forearms. Using the speed boost from One for All made it so he could barely follow. Chisaki is off balance. I throw a punch directly at Chisaki, sending him flying. However, I used a bit too much force. I see my arm dangling to my side. I lost control for a split second. Ochako won't be happy. Chisaki is thrown back down the pillar, leaving me in Eri. Eri, are you okay? Are you hurt? I ask, leaning down to speak to the girl. Am I hurt? You're hurt, she said, crying, looking up at me with fear. Just let me go. I don't want you to die. Eri-chan, I ask. Do you really want to go back? You must be holding that cape for a reason. Eri's eyes get wide as she looks down at the cape. It was Mirio's red cape he wrapped around her. Her face said it all. She didn't realize she was holding it this entire time. She takes a step closer to me, then two steps, and then quickly jumps into my non-injured hand. Her horn starts to glow a yellow light. Please save me. I don't want to go back. She cries, holding on to me for dear life as I hold her. Trust me, I bring my other arm up to her head with ease. I will save you. Wait, my other arm. I look down to see my once broken arm was now fixed. So she can rewind time, huh? I stand still holding her. My cuts and bruises are gone too. So this is Aris power. Suddenly I feel a jolt of pain inside of me as I drop Eri. I bend down to my stomach. I laugh. That's one heck of a quirk you have there, Eri, I say, though I notice she looks frightened, horn still glowing. It's a curse, I can't control it, she says. I frown. Another one of Chisaki's lies. I couldn't control my quirk before either. That quirk of yours is amazing and can help a ton of people. Let's get you out of here so I can show you, okay? I ask, looking at her. Her eyes well up and nods. We got her. We saved her. I saved her. I smile. Great. Now let's. I never finished. The pillar bellows disappears into shards. I look down at what once was the bottom of where the pillar used to be and see Chisaki, standing once again to take Eri. No! I scream and reach out to Eri, now both of us in mid-air, but a large rock arm and hand grabs her and pulls her down to Chisaki. Chisaki. I call out before looking up and seeing an assembling pillar heading towards me directly from above me. I charge up my newly healed body from Eri's quirk and go for as best a block I can, but the pillar slams into me, crushing me into the ground with incredible force. I lost her once again. Somehow I'm okay from the crushing sensation of the pillar. I break my way out with a bit of force, but my body is once again in shambles. I could feel the blood dripping from my forehead. I refuse, I will not lose her Aga. Suddenly a loud crash goes off and the roof caves in on itself. I look in surprise as a big villain, Yukio, Ochako, and Asui fall from it, crashing in front of me. As much as I love to see that face of hers, now's not the time. I look past them and see Chisaki, getting ready for another attack. I won't let him. Spikes once again start to rise from out the ground towards me, Ochako, and Asui. I jump into action, once again able to use 20% and start destroying all the spikes. I waste no time in heading towards Eri. I can hear Ochako start to call my name from behind me. IZU. Uravity. I call out, still focused on Chisaki. Get Night Eye to safety. Go. Using a pillar behind himself, Chisaki sends Eri up in the air. Eri. Chisaki is growing bigger and bigger, huge limbs growing every which way. I keep destroying the pillars, dodging a chosen few and jumping on them to raise myself higher in the air towards Eri as Chisaki grows. I see Eri in the air still, the yellow light still forming around her. I look down at the growing mass that is Chisaki, taking in whatever he could and forming a stronger body with it. I have an idea, but it will be risky. I jump on an oncoming spike and head directly for Eri in the air. I make it to her and grab onto her with one arm. I look back down at Chisaki and aim my other arm to please still work. One for all. 100% smash. The force sends Chisaki smacking to the ground, the force of the punch throwing his body out of proportion. The force also knocks me and Eri higher in the air. I look down at my arm. It's healed, thankfully. I look at Eri in my arms, still holding the cape. I told you, Eri, I say as she looks up at me, her long silver hair billowing in the air now. I will save you. I smile at her. Now I need some help with that amazing quirk of yours. Can you help me? I look at her with gentle and sincere eyes. She looks scared but nods. I take the cape and wrap it around me to create a bag for her to sit in. Around me I place her on my back. Hang on tight, Eri. I won't just save you. You will save yourself, with your own power. I charge up to 100% full cowling. I see Chisaki making his way into the air after us. The power of my legs is enough to create air pressure that propels me forward. I start propelling myself in different directions in the air around Chisaki, who is also in the air, swinging at Eri and I with all his power. One for all is too much for Chisaki. Blow after blow, faster than the eye can see, Chisaki is beaten to a pulp. I told you before, Chisaki. I yell, staring directly into his eyes. I will save her. I charge up one final smash. I send Chisaki crashing down to the earth. A crater forms where he impacted, leaving a storm of debris around him. Eri and I make our way down to the ground with Eri on my back glowing a much more powerful yellow now. The gut-wrenching pain is returning from inside me. I bend over in pain. It's too painful to move. I can't get Eri off of me. She gonna rewind me to the point I won't recover. This is bad. This is bad. Suddenly Eri's power stops. The pain disappears. I look up and see Aizawa in the distance. Thank the gods. I take the now passed out Eri from my back and hold her. I sit leaning against a lamp post. It's over. Authorities rush over to chain Chisaki up. Aizawa takes hold of Eri and lifts her from my grasp. Good work, Deku, he states. Quote dot. Thank you, sir. I say tiredly. You did well, Midoriya. You even came out without broken limbs. You far exceeded my expectations. You have definitely earned my trust. He walks away to speak to the other pro heroes. Where is he? I hear a familiar voice call. Where's Izuku? I close my eyes. Thank the gods Ochako is okay. I had sent her to help Night Eye to get her away from the battle and to try and save Night Eye. Night Eye. Mirio. Are they going to be okay? I try to stand but suddenly a blur of pink, black, and brown are on top of me in a tight embrace. Izuku. Ochako cries. I worried her again. I knew this would happen. I knew you would be the one fighting against him. Why does this always happen with you? Can't you do a normal mission for once? You're okay. Thank the gods you're okay. Ochako continues to sit in my lap, holding me tightly around my neck, sobbing. I sit there stunned for a second, and then wrap my arms around her. Sorry. I didn't keep all my promises. I made you worry. I said, smiling. She sniffed a bit and released my from her grasp. I watch as she examines me up and down, feeling me all over. I blush a little bit. Ochako. You're okay. No broken arms, no broken legs, not even a broken finger. She said between sniffs. You kept the two most important promises. You saved Eri, and you came back home to me in one piece. I look into those every beautiful, watery, brown orbs of hers. I smile. Quote dot. Ochako. I'm back. She does an even bigger sniff. Welcome home. She takes off her helmet, then suddenly wraps her arms around my torso, burying her face in my chest. There she sits, refusing to move. Kirishima and Asui eventually find their way to us. Wo Midoriya, Kirishima says, noticing all the dirt, sweat and dried blood from all my impacts. Along with my destroyed hero costume. You alright, man? You look like you've seen better days. Well, my insides might be destroyed, but I could technically ask you the same. Your arms and face look cut all over. I respond laughing. Yay, we fought these two goons, it was crazy. One heck of a manly battle. Who did you end up fighting? Kirishima asked. Midoriya fought Chisaki himself. Suyu responded for me. Kirishima looked at her for a second. No way, otherwise Midoriya would be, well, even worse off. He did. Midoriya caused most of the damage here in his fight with Chisaki. Midoriya created the crater over there. Suyu said, pointing to where Chisaki had previously been. Midoriya wouldn't lie. Come on, man, who'd you fight? I look him dead in the eye. Chisaki, I said, laughing and scratching my laughing nervously. Kirishima looked dumbfounded. I explained what had happened the best I could. That is manly. Kirishima yelled. Midoriya, that's incredible. You're amazing. Couldn't have done it without Ochako. I said openly. I felt her shake very gently in my arms when I said that. She's the one who taught me everything I needed. I wouldn't have been able to move as well as I could have without the special training she gave me. About that, Kirishima started. Are you guys like a thing now? You've been holding on to each other this entire time. And you called her by her first name. I goofed. My face burns a bright red and suddenly I start trying to make an explanation that doesn't have a cohesive sentence. Your guy's secret is safe with us, Kirishima said. Right, Asui. Of course, Ribbit. Though I'm sure Mina will figure it out eventually. She said with a finger to her lip. I signed though I was still worried. Ochako didn't respond though, so I guess it's alright for now. Well, we gotta go handle some things, Ribbit, Asui said, looking at Kirishima. Huh, he responded looking over, then he caught Asui's eyes and understood. Whatever it was he was supposed to pick up on. Yay, we gotta go do that thing, yay. Anyway, catch you guys later. Kirishima and Asui walked off, leaving me with Ochako in my arms. I look down at her. You alright? I ask her. She nods. I sigh, readjusting my grip and continue to hold her. I'm gonna be here for a while. Kenlair here. Okay, I'm sorry. This is such an early morning chapter I was gonna write later on, but I couldn't help it. It's such a fun chapter to write. I tried to change the fight up as much as possible so it's got a lot of new contents and differences in the choreography, so I hope it came out nicely. This is where the IzuOcha story truly takes off, and I hope you guys are ready for the ride. Kenny boy, where stories live, discover now.